All right, it says we're up. We are back for the third time today, I believe. So, yes, hello. If you are here with me, welcome. I have coffee and a will to work. So, we will get back down to it. Hi, Patrick. Coffee is good. I mean, you are always welcome to grab yourself some. Dave decided we needed another pot, so I am grateful for that. I knew that didn't feel right. There we go. How's your afternoon been so far, Patrick? Nice. That's exciting. I love being in a clean space. Have you been writing at all lately, Pat? Hey, Michael. Welcome back. Feeling the itch, though, hey? Which project do you think you want to pick up on again? How does one highlight or directly reference in a chat? You do the @ symbol, shift @ and then start typing a name. So it'll bring up the thing, select that, hit enter again, and it'll @ you, as far as I know. Like that, for example. I show up as highlighted because I'm me. I think there's another way of doing that, but I don't know for sure. Well, then yours is broken. It's just @ and then the name. So if you, I don't know. Yeah, no space between the @ and the name. But beyond that, I don't understand why it wouldn't be working on a phone. Yeah, I don't know. Is it working now? I don't know all of the tricks for making cool chat stuff happen. Sorry. I'm not competent in that way. Not my skill set. What do you need revenge for? I have questions. Ah, for funsies. That's legit. Because I'm struggling to keep sane in a nation at war with facts and decency. Aren't we all, darling? Yeah, I think giving yourself more time sounds like a good plan, Patrick. Can you break it up into like bite-sized pieces so that you're just working a little bit on it every day or a little goal every week? Because honestly, that is one of those recipes for success that comes up so often simply because it works. Neil Gaiman wrote Coraline 15 minutes at a time before bed every night for a year. See, that makes it sound manageable. It really does. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. I started a 100 days project. And it didn't have to be 100 days of finished stuff. It just had to be 100 days of world building. Let me see if I have that sketchbook beside my table here. Is it this one? No, this is the current sketchbook. Do I have the old sketchbook? I must not. Nope, it's on the shelf. But I did just a little bit of something every day. It wasn't great leaps and bounds. It wasn't like anything super special. It was just a little bit of something every day, and it was very productive. I get really hard on myself because I expect like a finished piece of work, a polished piece of writing, a finished drawing, stuff like that. Which can be really damaging to my sense of productivity because sometimes good enough is good enough. Like done is better than perfect. And that's one of those mantras that I've really had to like get a grip on and hang on to as I've dug more into freelancing as the current expression of my creative process. Like sometimes you just gotta get finished. Habit of being able to return to something. Like I prefer finishing stuff in one sitting. I feel like I keep the vibe of what I'm working on better if it's one setting. And so sometimes I will work a marathon where it's 5 or 8 or 10 hours on something because then I've got the flow and I've got the vibe and I know where my mood is at and stuff like that. And sometimes it can be really hard to like leave a piece and then try to get back into it later. Learning how to come back to the page for commissions and stuff like that has been a real challenge for me. I think I've been more and more successful with it as I go on the last like year or so. But yeah, it's definitely been a huge challenge. Enjoy still playing Animal Crossing, Michael? Miniatures is like that for me too, for sure. If I start cracking into a miniature, that's all I'm going to want to do for a while. I like to complete one mini in a sitting. That is for sure a habit I have. I realize it's late in the day for coffee for me, but that is okay. Today is going to be the day of the coffee. Hello, Dennis. Welcome back, love. How's it going? Don't stop me from having a good time, having a good time. Now I have that song stuck in my head. Gonna make a supersonic man out of you. Normally it's Stephanie giving us our song of the day. Caffeine Cleric. I loved that meme. I saw that for the first time the other day. The only point it is too late for coffee is when you switch to liquor or have a Spanish coffee. I'm a huge fan of that. We went out for a lovely meal on Friday for our anniversary. This is the first time I've been in a restaurant since possibly January, for sure February. And it was really surreal to be in a place where there were other people casually doing their thing. The music was good. The food was good. I'm grateful we got to have the experience. Was still anxious the entire time because I am. COVID just definitely gives me more nerves than is really reasonable. But that's life. Kind of deal with it. Happy anniversary to you guys too. Ours was actually back in May, but Dave was just back from Latvia at that point, and not yet up for doing anything. And we were under pretty strict lockdown for a while. So this was the first opportunity we really had to go somewhere and do something. Oh, he's playing Conan downstairs. Conan, the massive multiplayer online one. We're playing the solo version, so you don't have to be online. But the score is so beautiful, friends. Like, it is just some of the most gorgeous orchestral work I've heard in a video game. I love it so much. There were times that I would put it on while Dave was in Latvia just to listen to the score. Because usually it's not one that I play so much as it's one I watch him play. Yes, I'm one of those people, those weird ones that like to watch other people play video games. So Oh, yeah, I'd forgotten that you have a baby too, Dennis. COVID is definitely no joke. Hi, Gary. I am talking to a crowd that tunes in to watch me draw. This is true. This is true, and a good crowd it is. Andrea, hello, love. I wonder when I will level up in this drawing sim. No kidding. Halo had such good music, at least the first 4. Haven't played the others. I didn't know there were more than 4. Oh my goodness, that franchise must be going strong. Hello, Mr. Wolfram in Gary's lap. So we took Dave to the MIR this morning. It looks like he has some kind of infection in his tonsils, so they're pumping him full of antibiotics. And he should still be good to leave on Friday. So there's that. Yes, draw the things, Pat. Draw all the things. I encourage you in this endeavor. Yes, vicious throat spiders. Work to listen ratio. This is an important thing to consider. I get pretty amazed that people want to hang out with me while they work. I just find that so incredibly encouraging and flattering and humbling. It's really nice. Right, Dennis? I totally hear you on that. I was just talking to a friend of mine in September about the trials and tribulations of working from home, and one of the things, she's a university professor, she really misses is hearing people just ambiently around her while she works. She says that she's actually been streaming, I guess on YouTube there are channels that are just the sounds of ambient coffee shops. I didn't know about this until now, so that seems like it very well could be a thing. And she says she's been streaming coffee shops to try and like replicate the coworker thing. But I like the interaction with people. Like I think ambient noise would be fine too, but I like occasionally just having a little bit of conversation and knowing what's going on in everyone's lives. And I think it's interesting how we like seek out the social even in a work from home situation, right? Like we're looking for ways that we can all still connect on a very human level despite all the changes in our own circumstances in terms of freelancing and tuning in from the office and stuff like that. Like it always amazes me that Laura listens from work and that Stephanie listens from work. And it's just like, wow, that's just so amazing. Oh, lost me again. Hey, I don't know why. Sorry, friends. Hello, my Laura. Good to see you. Yeah, the working from home thing. I can be a social person, but I do love me my introvert time. So that is definitely a thing. Um, I would say that I respect my alone time a lot more now than I did when I was younger. I had some pretty misplaced priorities about my worth as a person when I was younger. I felt that the only way I was valuable is if I was social and doing for people all of the time. And I think those are terrible lessons to internalize when you're young. I think it can really cause some pain and a lot of grief if you're not careful. Rain noise or books you've read to keep something in the background. Yeah, that makes sense. A higher functioning introvert. I think I understand what you mean by that, maybe. Yeah, sometimes there's a lag with the stream, Laura, when they upload. I don't know why that is, but it definitely does seem to happen. Um, you sometimes get the rain too, Michael. Hey. Hey, Steph. Welcome back. How's work going? 3 people back to back. Hey, that's intense. How's your hands doing? Thank you. I'm pretty happy with how it's going so far. I'm trying to noodle some interesting forests and stuff into this very densely packed forest region. They're good? Okay, good. Good, good. Don't want you broken. Is this a road coming down off the mountain? Yes, it is. It is a road, an old road that peters out as it gets to this clearing area, and then this is the new road. Leads up to a switchback. This is a giant chasm that splits the map functionally in half. Coffee achieved. Now for a sip of water. Oof, that was on tight. An abandoned orc ski slope. Indeed. Indeed. 005 anywhere. Sounds like Perrier over here. Yeah, it is. It's well, poor man's Perrier. It's Soda Stream, but it does the job. I do love me some fizzy water. I don't think there's any orcs in this world. I'd have to ask Jesse. I might be wrong. No sugar, all bubble. It's all good. You want to live in the map? I wouldn't mind living in the map either. I'm a huge fan of mountains. Give you cave. I wonder what people mean by savage humanoids. Like, that word is so loaded now. I feel like I'm always, for myself, very, very careful when using it. Draw us a cabin. Okay. We got cabins over here. There we go. One tiny cabin. Pre-industrial non-human cultures. Or just pre-industrial human cultures, I guess. All you need. There we go. We got a cabin. Oh, Stephanie, you weren't here, but we decided that the song for the stream is Mr. Fahrenheit by the epic band known as Queen. Cabin in the woods. Yeah, no kidding. Don't stop me. I'm having a good time. Having a good time. That one. Don't want to stop at all. It's not in my range, and so I get uncomfortable singing it without the music actually being on to cover all of my mistakes. Hello, my lord. Playing chauffeur to your boss, hey? Mr. Snowheiser. Yes, that is hilarious. All right, more trees. More trees, more trees. So many more trees. Let's do this. I guess I should text Jesse again and let Jesse know that I am live streaming in case they want to pop by. Ah, that makes sense, Laura. More cheese, I say. I love cheese. Cheese is excellent. Just gonna text Jesse here really quick. Pizza tonight. Pizza assault. Delicious. Pizza for lunch. Okay, so inevitable question. Thoughts on pineapple on pizza? Yeah, I hear you, Michael, completely. So the one Canadian is with me. I am also a yes for pineapple on pizza. But that's a Canadian thing, apparently. Pineapple and pepperoni. Yum. I would eat the hell out of that. You like to like dangerously. Same with corn on pizza. I've never had corn on pizza. I imagine that would be pretty tasty. Okay, drive safe, Laura. Pineapple for justice. That sounds terrible as well. Don't hold back on us, Dennis. Guess Canada has a lot to learn about pizza. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. At least we're Canadian. We will never force it on you. We will just allow it to be an option, and if you decide you want it, you can pick it for yourself. I forget what the pizza was in Deadpool, but we ordered it one night watching the movie. It's like pineapple feta and something else. It was surprisingly delicious. Like Deadpool eats pineapple and olive with burnt crust. Yeah, it was very tasty. I was like surprised at how much I enjoyed it. And see, anchovies are not bizarre to me. They're just salty. And like Other salty things get a pass on pizza, like feta and salty meats. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of anchovies on pizza, but I like anchovies in Caesar salad dressing, for example. I'm a big fan of that. We were having a debate about shrimp on pizza on Sunday night. We had pizza with John in September, and it was Regina Pizza, which is a semi-famous pizza. It's like almost like Chicago pizza. It's super, super thick, loads and loads and loads of toppings. And we were getting the all dressed pizza, and I asked because September has a seafood allergy. If there was shrimp on the all dressed pizza, and everybody was like, "Shrimp? Why would there be shrimp?" But the all dressed pizza that I grew up with had shrimp on it. So I thought that's how all dressed pizzas came. I was very confused to find out that was not standard. Oh, umami is my favorite of the flavors. It really, really is. All dressed chips, yes. They are so good. That's a Canadian thing too. All varieties of sugared cereal. That's an intense desire for all dressed chips there, Michael. Chicken chips. Dill pickle chips. Mmm, dill pickle chips. I had not had chicken chips until we were in the UK at Christmas. Like, for real. Pen envy over here. This is a great pen, you guys. Honestly, I'm in love with it, and it was only $35, which is, like, practically nothing for a fountain pen. So, I am super, super big fan. Planning on using it forever. Where was I? I was over here. That's a big size, Saxon. I like ketchup flavored chips. I will take other flavors in preference to ketchup, but every now and then that is the thing I crave. Oh, we're out of ink again. This is turning out to be the only side effect of this pen, though. The pen reservoir is very small. I'm even fussier with chips than with pizza. Apparently my BC friends and my St. John friends have them on the regular. Really? It must just be where I am then. What is the difference between ketchup and all dressed? So ketchup is strictly the ketchup flavoring, which has tiny little bits of the vinegar in it, but mostly tomato and sweet. All dressed is a combination of ketchup, barbecue, salt and vinegar, a bunch of different flavors all mingled together. So it's just a much bigger flavor slash umami explosion, whereas ketchup is a little bit simpler. There's a hair on my pen. There's hairs on everything in this house because I have a giant dog. You're welcome. So many flavors, yeah, for sure. All dressed can be an acquired taste. It really depends on if you like that kind of thing. I wonder if there's a correlation to people who like drinking swamp water as a kid, which is what I've always heard a mix of all the pops called, and people who like all dressed chips, or if there's no correlation there. I'd be curious to know though. Oh my goodness, yes, micro cat hair, micro dog hair, all the hair on the end of a pen, it's a huge problem. Totally. No, your two tiny fur machines do not compare to Saxon's fur deposits. Absolutely not. In no way. You're that kid, Steph? Awesome. Yeah, swamp water, that's a thing for sure. Mix different chips in the same bowl. Are you the kind of person that can mix M&Ms and Skittles though, Stephanie? Because that is the way of things. You are 100%. I can't, man. I can't cross the chocolate and the sugar. That just is a bridge too far for me. I think swamp water is goblin core. Like, for real. For real, for real. You don't think you... Hey, Jesse, how's it going? So this is where we're at so far. Hopefully this meets your approval for the moment. You mix Skittles and M&Ms? Laura, you rebel. Good. I'm glad you're happy with it, Jesse. That's awesome. Well, work on your pirate map then, Patrick. That's awesome. I think that's a great start. Popcorn and shredded cheese. Okay, so going to popcorn and cheese, how do people feel about Chicago mix popcorn with the caramel corn and the cheddar popcorn? Okay, what else did you notice, Jesse? No, it's okay. This is the chat. We talk about random things, so you are welcome to interrupt. At the stone bridge on the southwest quadrant, the main road can continue south, running parallel to the river on the scar. Southwest is this side. The main road can continue south. So here, coming down this way, meet up with the main road coming down here. Do we want it to bisect that footpath? Or have it come around? Where are we going here? Here? It can meet the main part of the road, not the footpath. Should it meet the main part of the road before? Like up here? Up at the top. Okay. We will swing that in there. Okay, cool. Let us mark this out. Not there. The story takes them across the bridge, so it's just for the sake of world building. Okay, perfect. Okay, that works for me. Was there anything else that you wanted me to add that you could think of just off the top of your head now? And do you have a preference for which switchback this connects to? Or do you want it to connect to a switchback? We can connect it to the road farther west than the switchbacks. At the bottom? Okay. So we'll go off the bottom of the first switchback then. And hopefully that works. Or down here. I'm kind of feeling this here a little bit more because of that, closer to the river. Okay. So we'll go off the bottom of the first switchback then. That'll give us a nice line with where the forest does its thing there. It's like they descend from the switchbacks and then the story takes them across the bridge, but the main road continues south. Okay. So to clarify for myself, the scar is the lowest point on the map, correct? Because that's going to affect the way that I draw. That's going to affect how I draw the shape of the forest on this side of the scar. Okay, so it's not like geographically too different from the rest of it. Steep cliff. So high point? Or I guess it's pretty moderate just with the rivers and stuff running through it. Okay. That'll keep things pretty level then. So it'll give us more of this kind of rolling hill to this side of the scar, and then it'll still be a little bit rolling here, but then it'll gradually get flatter and flatter as we get out to the agricultural plain. So this will be our heavy texture, and it'll just get smoother as it goes to the left. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We will continue on with that then. Thank you for coming and letting me know about that road, because I'm not there yet, but hopefully I will be shortly. Well, shortly. This is going to take me another many hours. I estimate that we're probably at 2,000 trees at this point, is my guess. That is a lot of trees. They're big forests and dense forests. Yeah, no, for sure. Let's get it right the first time. Hey, baby. I love you.
Love you too.
Would you find my cup for me?
Your water cup?
Yeah, I think it's on top of the water cooler. If it's empty, could you fill it and bring me it, please? Thank you. Yeah, might as well get it started right, for sure. This is the third live stream that I've started today. It's been a bit of a chaotic day in terms of trying to get settled in to get to work today. So I'm glad you were able to pop in and give me a bit more direction. Thank you, Jesse.
The water jug's almost empty.
Oh, okay. Thank you, love.
After your thing, I was thinking spaghetti for supper.
Sure.
Because you could get non or gluten alternative noodles.
Yeah, I'd have to go out to get them because I don't have any here.
Could you go grab that stuff once you're done? Because I'm not feeling like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can also. We have a container of frozen spaghetti sauce, I think, in the freezer.
We're gonna need water anyways. Because the jug's almost out.
Okay, so you need me to go for groceries.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we like doing up sauce from scratch? Like I need to get beef and everything?
They said we had sauce.
I'm confused by what you're asking me.
No, you gotta get water jug anyways.
Yes. So
and
then
you said we have sauce.
I think so. Check the freezer.
Okay.
Can you go check that now so that I know if I need to buy beef or not? Thank you. Sorry, guys. Okay, have a good one, Jesse. I don't think you've missed too much, Laura. Jesse popped up. And we're back. Okay. More problems with the stream, I presume? Sorry, friends. Okay, be safe. Oh, I'll be here for a little while yet. No stress. You're here for the drama. Made some pretty amazing pasta sauce with Italian sausage. Nice. That sounds good. So I'm of the opinion that most RPGs would benefit from tonal continuity on their player portrayal of sentient protagonists. Agreed. I should start on supper, but cat paralysis and stream both. Cat paralysis is a thing for sure. Michael, have you heard of the upcoming D&D sourcebook, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything? I just saw an article about it for the first time yesterday. I think if I remember correctly, it's due out in November. I just found direction to using a wood-burning pen on my desk. I don't even remember buying one. Must have been during insulin fever from a month ago. Oh no! But I mean, wood burning sounds like a project that's totally up your alley, Pat. It's totally awesome. I honestly am fairly ignorant about it too. I was just wondering if you'd seen it because my understanding of what it is let me just find that article. It looked really interesting. Oh, my phone heard me talking. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything represents a step in the right direction for D&D, one where players are given the option to create characters free from the problematic and restrictive rules of the past. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything is a sourcebook in the same vein as Xanthar's Guide to Everything, released in 2017, that offered players and dungeon masters rules for subclasses, spells, and items. With the upcoming sourcebook, Xanthar's Guide to Everything provided players with new options to create character backstories and content on racial traits. However, the racial trait content in Xanthar's Guide to Everything came across as perfunctory additions because they were simply elements such as new feat and randomized backstory tables, nothing that actually changed what was fundamentally flawed about the race system in D&D. The difference with how Tasha's Cauldron of Everything appears to approach the new rules around racial traits is that players will now have the opportunity to create characters entirely devoid of them. There will be a chapter in the sourcebook that enables players to either alter the traits of their chosen race, either by changing bonuses granted to ability scores, for example, or to create a character with traits unrelated to their race. So, yeah, there's a lot more to this article, but I'm really excited to see how they start breaking down these rules and just what that's going to bring up. I'm pretty 5e, like pretty pro 5e. I really like it as a system. I feel it's a little too superhero sometimes, but I like the ease of play. So I'm curious to see how this new rule set basically allows for more diversity in the game. Because there's often like the stereotype that I don't want to play and then wanting to play something else. And I feel like the rules that change within Tasha's Cauldron are going to allow for playing more of the something else, which I'm very, very excited about. I just picked up the Mythic Odyssey of Therios. I cannot remember how to pronounce that last name. Haven't had a chance to even open it yet, but I'm very excited. I watched a review of it by WebDM, and they said it was a really great addition for learning to run gods and have like piety be a bigger part of your campaign. And I have a player who is really starting to become invested in the Wild Mother as a religious figure of importance for them. So just interested in trying to create that, to have it be more interesting and like how do I develop that in a way that's really positive and really adds to the game uniquely as opposed to just in a figurehead kind of way. So interested to see what this will bring forward for me as well. Race is archaic, and also it's never been necessary. Agreed. You think 6e will be announced soon in the next 6 to 12 months? All of the books and rules are just color palettes. It's true. I agree with that assessment. Yeah, I love my players. Like straight up absolutely love my players. They are so invested in the world building and in all the NPCs and all of the little details. Sometimes like to a point that's almost annoying. Um, but they are just an absolute joy to run a game for because they care all the time. And that's really, really gratifying as somebody who puts as much effort and time into world building as I do. I hear you, and I actually think that the comparison to kink stuff is not an inappropriate one at all. Um, enjoy supper, Gary. Say hi to mom for me. Um, I have often made the parallel that running a Dungeons and Dragons game is a lot like being a top in a BDSM situation, because you have to know so much about what's going on for your players in order to keep them psychologically safe and make sure no boundaries are being crossed. Your design in terms of what's going into the encounter has to be engaging, has to be exciting. I think there are so many parallels in terms of like safety and security and stuff like that, that it is a parallel that makes a ton of sense to me. I also play like a fairly adult game, so like we get 18A content sometimes between players and stuff where it's like, you know, fade to black because this is happening. I wouldn't run my style of game for children. There's no way. Um, but I don't ever want people to be uncomfortable either. So navigating rules around consent and appropriateness and stuff like that, boundaries is a really big thing. I play a lot of psychology heavy stuff too. So like it's important for me to know what people's triggers are. My one player is a nurse, my other player is a career soldier. And so there's certain topics that are not fun for them, so they don't come up. And I want to make sure that this is still escapist, this is still fun, this is engaging. But I'm there to emotionally push them. I'm there to like force them to engage. There was one night that um, I, as the DM, kind of got up in my one player's grill as an NPC to the point where like I really, really, really made them angry. And like Charles was sitting across the table, just practically vibrating at me. He was so mad. And afterwards, he's like trying to calm down and he's like, that was amazing. Thank you so much. I just need to calm down. And so the fact that he had still had a good time, even though I had gotten his temper up so much, was a really like validating experience in terms of, yes, it's okay to yank these chains and like have this kind of thing because I'm getting the emotional buy-in from my players at the same time. So new worldview now, Dennis. Yeah, DMs do listen and bosses don't. Legit. If you're getting the right kind of feedback, the whole thing is going to be better for everybody. 100%. I had fun too. I am pretty cool with pro kink community as long as everybody is consenting and respectful and all of that good stuff. I think if it's done well, it's one of the deepest and most sincere forms of communication that you can have between people, and I think role playing naturally is an extension of that too, especially because it is so escapist. So, I see it as being incredibly important that the safety aspect of that psychological process is just understood and respected and handled well. Sometimes you have to watch out for the top drop after a really good scene like that. You have to, like, check in with each other the day after, and, like, I absolutely believe that there are, parallels in terms of aftercare. Like, I checked in with Charles after that particular event and after I killed off the girlfriend of one of his characters. That one required negotiation on our part outside of game. He was not okay with how it had gone down. He was 100% not okay with the way that it fell out. And we had to get right in the real world in order to progress with the game. And so, like, that was a huge misstep on my part, and I own it. Um, but it was super powerful learning, like 100% learning, and good use of, like, my empathy skills and my desire to, like, make sure that everyone is safe and having a good time because, yep, we needed to do the check-in after that. 100%. But I want that level of buy-in. Like, I do, I want that level of immersion, I want that level of commitment. Um, my first girlfriend and I role played a lot together, and there was one scene that I we LARPed a lot, and there was one scene that we got so invested in, she actually punched me, like, hard in the jaw. And she was immediately mortified and broke character and instantly was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Actually, I'm super proud of you because you went there." Like, I realize this is not a reaction you want to be out of control of all of the time, but, like, you went there, and that is huge, like, way to commit, to that experience and to be that far into character. I just love it so much. It's such a trip. It's like what I imagine doing drugs is like. So, yeah. Wow, that sounds intense. During a combat, oh my word. It got detailed. But that facilitates immersion, right? As long as everybody's there and copacetic about it. Yeah, must protect small thing for sure. Oh boy, hand fatigue from trees. Hand fatigue from trees. Let's draw some mountains for a while. You're back. Hello, my Laura. You missed a fascinating conversation about the ways that being a dungeon master in Dungeons and Dragons is the same as being a top in a BDSM context. Sorry. I I swear to God, one of my things is observing people. Like, I love to people watch. I love to watch people that I know and just see expressions on their face as things flicker by. Um, it's just fascinating to me to see how humans process all of the cognitive stuff. You get it? Most people I know who have some kind of experience in that direction do. We've lost 2 stream viewers in the last couple of minutes, so I wonder if that crossed a line for some people. But that's okay. Hopefully, it's not too big of a problem. Super, super all the feels. Yes. Dominoes. I get that completely. Oh, I mean, whatever. People gonna bail if they're gonna bail. Who knows if that was the reason why or if people were bored or whatever. I'm not worried about it. This is an extension of my studio time, so unless like I have a problem with what we're talking about is fine. I am pretty easygoing about that kind of thing. Oh no, it's all good. If you derp, I'll let you know. I'm not shy. Ask Laura. I am well known for speaking my mind about things. I'm easily one of the most opinionated people I know. I just think that I tend to facilitate a community where communication is encouraged and trust is worked on and agitated for. So all of that is important to me. No, Patrick, that's terrible. I'm sorry. That must be so frustrating for you. I'm glad it's a boon, Michael. I hope you win, Pat. If you win, you can buy us all Chicago popcorn. Come on, Dennis, you can do it. I'm sorry you literally blacked out. I hope you didn't like fall or anything. You apologize like a Canadian. Daydreamed off. Nothing wrong with that. Other than, you know, it does affect your productivity. They are mesmerizing. Oh, Dennis, that doesn't sound like fun. That's your portion, eh? That sounds like so much. Michigan. Yeah. Under the bridge and so forth. Hmm. think I might have to call it, you guys. I'm getting hand fatigue. I'm starting to really mess up my lines. Oh. Well, we will try again. Hello, hello. How are you, Impractical Cartographer? Nice to see you. How you been? Oh, I gotta do a Discord. Do I gotta? I mean, I guess I'm willing to, if people actually would come and hang out. Maybe. I like the idea of kind of having a private space to hang, though. I mean, that's a thing for sure. I live stream for this, so having the Discord isn't a big deal. And then the Discord can be up just while I'm working. So, yeah. Okay, well, I'll think about it. Like, I have one, I just haven't been using it. So, I'll think about it and see about putting it back up. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Things to think about anyway. Okay, I am going to go and procure the requirements for dinner and feed the starving masses that exist in my house. I will be live streaming again tomorrow. And I will post onto the Facebooks when I begin that. And if you want to come hang out with me tomorrow, you're more than welcome. And we will reconvene. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I love you lots. And hopefully we'll talk to you soon. Take care.